Hi all, I have a fascinating game to show in a chess nutshell. Henry Edward Bird, who's most known for his birds opening. Usually when there's a rook here, he's giving a rook odds game. In this game he's with rook odds, but he's known for the birds opening. In this game he's playing against someone called Pinkerly. This is in London 1850. Pinkerly's only game actually in the chessgames.com database is this one. Let's see, e4 from Bird, not his usual birds opening, or what he's going to be famous for. He plays the opening kind of normally, Giro piano, except that white is missing the rook. And castles, we see c3, pretty standard, except for the rook. So white is technically in a lost position here anyway, being a rook down. Constructs the centre, e5. Black plays d5, counter-attacking in the centre. E takes. D takes. This leaves a little bit of a dangerous issue here, this pawn. Black plays g6. We've got a fawn pawn. Thorn, fawn pawn. Can that be made use of in this game? We have d5, the knight goes back. Now b3, black took this, queen takes b3. Bishop g4. The knight protects its f3 knight friend. Bishop takes, knight takes. So black is simplifying. Queen d7. So how does white actually do anything from this position? Is it actually easy to do anything from this position? Well, with the fawn pawn, you might think it's quite dangerous here in some ways if black goes wrong. We see bishop c1 though, unprotecting the pawn from g5, c6, knight e5, queen c7, and now bishop b2. So the bishop is aiming to protect that pawn from a distance there instead of from g5. Knight d7. And now the dangerous point is revealed. Knight g4. So is this check quite dangerous or not? On h6. At the moment, black ignores that, doesn't like move his king or anything. He plays knight c5, and we have now queen e3, aiming for that very, very sensitive square. h6 to try and mate black maybe. Black now plays knight e6, discovering an attack on the queen, and probably thought everything's safe here, surely, because the knight's holding g7. Queen h6 is played anyway. So maybe black's thinking, well, I'm just going to take this pawn. What's the problem? Is there a problem here? What's the problem? g7 is defended, and in fact, if white plays, say for this, it's a bit slow, and even if this is taken, the queen will be protecting g7. So what's the big deal here? These old school players are quite ingenious. They're quite resourceful though. There is something in this position. I wonder if you can spot it if I give you 5 seconds starting from now. And it's a great celebration of the fawn pawn, which is one of my favourite attacking devices in chess. It's personally scored me a lot of games. Don't underestimate celebrating the fawn pawn, basically. But here, beautiful celebration. Can you see? 5 seconds starting from now. And actually, it has to be said, it makes use of the bishop here compared to g5. There's a big upside to the bishop being here as compared to here, as demonstrated by this combination, actually. Queen g7. And the point, knight takes g7, and here, not fg. Necessarily, that might give black defensive resources. I think like f6. No, in this position, knight h6 check is absolutely and completely forcing. And after here, f takes g7, celebrating the bishop on b2 is checkmate. Yeah, we've got to go with the most clinical moves. It's a beautiful little finish. Just for a moment, let's entertain. I think it's mostly harmless to play FG7 just to make sure. I think F6 is sufficient, and now it's tricky. You know, white already rook odds. He's got to play clinically to finish black off. So clinical forcing moves in the end. D4 is also just give the rook back and black's better. But this way, so clinical, so winning. End of story. A great game from Henry Bird with rook odds. Comments, questions, likes appreciated. Thanks very much.